Hi, I'm Doug Jr.
And I'm Doug the Third.
And you're watching
Doug and Doug Gaming.
Today's a special episode because we have a guest on today. We have a game creator from Tin Hat Games, and he currently has a game on Kickstarter called Dungeon Digger. So I'd like to introduce to you our new friend, Matteo Botti. Did I say that close to right?
That works.
Hi, everyone.
So in case you didn't know, couldn't tell by his name, he is from Italy. And so we are doing the Skype thing. So if we have any technical difficulties, yeah, there you go. That funny hand motion that Italians do.
Yeah.
But anyway, so if we have any technical issues and we have a little message on my screen, don't know why, but we're not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
So, well, here's the thing. Let me tell you what I get on Kickstarter, and I always look at new games coming up. We like to review new games, and so I came across your game, Dungeon Digger. Two things caught my attention. One was you were funded in 3 days, which is great for anybody would like that.
It's quite great, yeah.
The other thing,
sorry, we have a little secret because we launched the game on one of the most important fair in Italy. So we were there like crazy. Hey, check this game. Hey, please pledge and so on. So we raised a lot of money in the 2 crazy days of fair.
Oh, that's good. That's good strategy. The other thing that kind of caught my attention was when I watched your intro video. You know, normally you see the animations of the cartoon characters and the narrations and the big epic music. Well, when I watched yours, I saw these 2 plushy stooges that were talking philosophically about the meaning of life, and the Dungeon Lord came along and choked them. So that was a little unusual, but it caught my eye, caught my attention. So I messaged Matt and said, hey, I'd like to get a prototype if you got it, whatever. He sent me a message back, said, hey, how about an interview? I thought it was a great idea. So I guess, first of all, tell us about Dungeon Digger.
Yeah, here we are. And for the teaser video, we used a dream of our team to be a puppeteer for a single day. So we collaborated, me, Alex, and Manuel, the core of Tin Hat Games, collaborated with 2 awesome artists. One is the mother of the Stooges, Laura Guglielmo.
Right.
Is a great Italian artist that created the entire world of Dungeon Digger. She designed the evil Dungeon Lord, she designed the monster inside Mount Peril, and she designed the Stooges, of course. And we decided to collaborate with another great artist, another artisan, we can call her, Astra Querci. And she created the puppet, the little Stooges, and we decided to sell this creation on Kickstarter on like an add-on. They are adorable yet horrible, because every Stooges has something that reminds us of his master. So we can have the Stooges with the removable brain, or the Stooges with the guts out, and they're a little bit creepy, but for us they work well for the Kickstarter.
Yes. Well, they are interesting characters, and I like the theme. I mean, a dungeon crawler is not a new idea, but I think the way that you treat those Stooges is interesting. They are like they are disposable, it seems like, and you do what you need to with them to get the job done. Sacrifice them if you have to, and so it's funny. It's a very humorous concept. I like it a lot. So now you were saying the lady that did she did the artwork on the cards too?
Laura, yes,
Yeah,
she
okay.
did all the creation,
Wow.
all the things that you will see in the next hours. We will publish a little preview of the rule book, so you can see all the final product thing, and with all the Laura's art. We have a ton of art, so we decided to create an entire art book. Laura is a member of a group of mostly female artists here in Italy. They crowdfunding too, and they are crowdfounder of some books. And we decided to cooperate with Laura and her team. So the final digital and physical art book will have some Laura's, of course, arts and some other artists that will make their own art about the Stooges and their fate.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of lovable. From what I've seen, the characters, the Stooges, I kind of feel bad for them, but I guess that's kind of what you intended. They're likable characters, and yeah, so that's good. But Laura she's a great asset. I tell you, her artwork is incredible. And if any of the viewers want to go to the Kickstarter page, just search for Dungeon Digger, look through there. It's really amazing artwork. I love it a lot, and like the whole premise of the game. So tell me a little bit about, and we can't go too deep into rules, but tell me just a little bit about gameplay. How does this work, basically?
Yep. Basically, I can start from the backstory,
Okay.
so you can understand the mood of the game. Dungeon Digger is like a comic reinterpretation of the basic fantasy world. So the good guys, the knight in shiny armor won the final war, and they killed every dungeon lord around. So the last few dungeon lord flew away to Mount Peril, the last mount far away from everything, from every form of civilization, so they could live and prosper and rebuild their emperor from his ashes. And but an evil dungeon lord just can't work. You can't imagine a beholder or a lich that starts to work by his own, creating his own dungeon. So they need servants. They need disposable servants and useless minion to enslave and kill. And in Mount Peril they found there's incredible things, the incredible resources that are the Stooges. So they started to enslaving them, and they start to use them to rebuild their empire. But, and the game starts here, they are not alone. And the game is the fight between these dungeon lords. So, speaking about the game, an average game, we start from a portal. That is the starting phase and starting tile of every dungeon, of course. And we starting using our Stooges to build things. We can build corridors to connect the different branches of our dungeon, or we can build rooms. And of course, every room can give you a special ability, a special bonus, and you can stack the ability, and you can start from the 4th or 5th turn to build a very large amount of combos between them. So, for example, let me say that in the first turn you use your tyranny point to order the Stooges to build a room that can give you the opportunity to add 2 more Stooges to your reserve. So from now, every player starts with a maximum number of Stooges in game equal to 3,
Okay.
and that player can have up to 5 Stooges in play. So he can start zerging and start creating his own army of Stooges to invade the opponent's dungeon, or to create squads of Stooges that can beat even the monster of Montpellier. Or another player can start to build some corridors to run to the middle and the center of the table to reach forbidden and forbidden dwarf city full of treasure. So Dungeon Digger offers you different kind of game. You can play by yourself, building your city and trying to avoid contact with other player, or you can start rushing to the other player to ruin their game and to conquer their rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how complex would you say this game is?
On the first play, of course, we are touring around our country to make blind test and blind play to new players. And a thing that we always see is that everything is more complex when we explain it. Then we can start playing, and everyone on the second turn starting developing his or her own strategy. So you have two or 3 turns to start with few moves and like I said, few combos, and start stacking it. And by the middle of a single play, let me say 20 minutes later, every player starts to thinking about the strategy of winning.
Right.
And after every single play, everyone, and this is our victory, everyone starts saying, okay, I lost, but it's not the fault of the game. It's not the lucky or unlucky thing. I was just a strategic idiot.
Right.
Let me play again so I can beat you.
Right.
And the first play is not difficult, so I will give you 6. And the other play is easier, and the player, of course, know the rules and know how to win and know how to make combos. And so the difficult, I will say it's about 4.
Okay.
This is the standard scenario, of course, and in the game we decided to put other scenarios. For example, if the standard scenario is all about you and your Stooges, in the advanced scenario you can use an evil dungeon lord with a unique power and unique abilities. Or you can meet a dragon and his eggs laid in the dungeon, or you can use against your opponents monsters, or even the most terrible things in Dungeon Digger, the humans that came in the dungeon to kill the last dungeon lords.
Okay. Well, I like that, and I think most games, obviously games get easier when you play them more, but I like that it's got enough strategy that you can't blame the roll of a dice or the draw of a bad card
There's no dice. There's no lucky factor. The only thing that you can blame on is that you can randomly pick your tiles from a pocket. But you can use one tyranny point of your evil dungeon lord to make the Stooges think. So if you think, you can exchange 1, 2, 3, or all your hand with 1, 2, 3, or 4 all tiles in the socket.
Right.
So you can change everything in every moment. So the lucky factor is very low. So if you lose, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, which can be very humbling, but I think it's good. So tell me about your. Now you've got experience in designing games. You've got you published another game before, or maybe more than one. I'm not sure. What's your history in game design?
Yeah, me and the other team of Teenage Games are don't know if I can say it, but we are quite a thing here in Italy, because we when the Kickstarter was let's say forbidden here in Italy, we started a campaign to promote and create our own RPG game, the classical one, pen and paper, about superheroes in our real world, and the game is called Urban Heroes, and it was quite a blast for us, because we were unprepared to the Kickstarter scenario, and we made it. We had the opportunity to collaborate with some Marvel, DC Comics artists, and we made this great, heavy book, all in color, with tons of material, and it was a great thing. So in the following years, Kickstarter opened its gate to Italian projects, and we decided to have a second shot for another game. This time is, of course, a board game, and it's Dungeon Digger. And here in Italy, we started this little adventure of our three, starting to developing games. So Dungeon Digger is just the most important project for now, but for the next years we have a lot of projects to present on Kickstarter or on other platforms, and so we are a very busy team of creators, players, and so on. Everything we propose to the international market and on the international audience is always tested, played, deconstructed for about 1 or 2 years. We were at SSPL. Do you know the?
Right.
Yeah. We were this year for the first time at SSPL, and there we presented Dungeon Digger in its, of course, not final form, and we played a lot, and we created a lot of events here in Italy and around the globe, with occasional players, and we just wanted to create, like you said, a strategic game, but not so not so difficult, not so heavy to play, not so. Please let the professional players stay away from this game, because you're not a professional gamer. You're not a super German lover game.
Right. Good. Well, I think that's great. Now I know that you've funded the project. I know you still have several stretch goals that you're working towards. And I think you have what about 28 days left as of now.
Yeah.
So so you've still got a little time left, so that's good. I'm hoping that you'll reach all your stretch goals and get make this the best it can be. I saw also you have you're offering plushies that they can buy and T-shirts. The book you were talking about that Laura illustrated, and just some fabulous stuff all themed around Dungeon Digger. So I think that's quite exciting.
Yeah, we decided to, like Urban Heroes, we decided to create a Kickstarter with a very low goal.
Mm-hmm.
It was 8,000 heroes.
Right.
This is because we explained it in our Kickstarter. I remember I explained it in my interview. Because we don't want to make money about the core of the game. We just want to make the game and ship the game to our player.
Right.
Yeah.
But of course, if the players give us more funds,
Right.
we can create a better game for everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
So our priority is to create a good game for a large amount of player. And if we reach some stretch goals, we are at the third stretch goal, I think, and it's better for everyone.
Right.
The next stretch goal, for example, is the digital rulebook for every backer. So when the rulebook is finished, every backer at the end of the campaign, of course, will receive it in their mail, so they can start reading everything, reading the rules, and so on. Another stretch goal are a new scenario, better quality of the components, of
Right.
course, and everything that we decided to put in the hand of the community.
Right. Well, that's great. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing the final product. And I think this is something that our viewers would be interested in. This is right up our alley. So I would invite everyone to go check that out on Kickstarter. It's Dungeon Digger by Tin Hat Games. Now, I got an idea for you. I don't know if what your future holds, but is there a possibility of a game in the future where the Stooges revolt?
Yeah. It's a very common question, this, and we are, of course, we decided to put, like I said before, in the game every kind of basic scenario plus something more.
Okay.
And so you can take the basic game and have not only the main and standard game, but 2, 3, 4, or even 6 kind of new scenario with new components, new kind of playing,
Right.
and new playing style. But we are working, of course, on the next episode. With we can dream about an expansion for Dungeon Digger when the Stooges rise their army against their evil dungeon lords, their evil tyrant.
Yes.
And we can imagine a Stooges rise as a evil dungeon lord himself.
Yes. Well, I'm rooting for them. So, and we're also rooting for you guys. We want
Yeah.
this to be as successful as possible for you. So, Matt, I appreciate your time. I know you are very busy,
Thank you very much.
but I think it's a great thing for you to take a little time and speak with our audience. And we'll share this video. We want our viewers to share it as much as they can. There's still time for them to get on this project and back it and be a part of it. So we hope they'll do that. But thank you so much for your time, Matt. It's been great talking to you.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you.
we'll be keeping an eye on your campaign to see how you do. So,
Thank you very much.
all right, well, take care. Bye bye.
Ciao from Italy.
Thank you. Ciao. All right. So that was our interview with Matt Botti from Italy. The game is Dungeon Digger, as I've said a few times.
Yep.
So check it out on Kickstarter.
And we will have the links for those down in the description below. Once again, I think this is a great interview.
I enjoyed it
and I hope
very
we get
much.
to do more of these interviews in the future. That would be fun.
That was totally Matt's idea, and we hadn't even considered having guests on our show at this point.
Yeah.
But he suggested it. We said, yeah, let's do it, and we did, and it was great. So who knows? Maybe other game designers can take a few minutes, come on, speak with us, and we'll pass that along to you guys. So. Thanks so much for watching this episode.
Yep.
And
I was just saying, in the meantime, while you're at it, make sure you like, subscribe, share, especially for this video. If any of these Kickstarter games, you really want to get them out there. But comment down below if you liked it, if you want to see more of these, something like that.
yes. So I guess for now, I'm Doug Jr.
I'm Doug the Third.
And you've been watching
Doug and Doug Gaming.